Big fan of Harry Potter. Is that how you got into Quidditch?
Actually, I had only read the last book. I think I got into it more around just early footage that was released around it, mainly off play snitch play and everything like that.
Gotcha, no doubt about that. Always cool to see some highlights, some Billy Quash highlights. I have a feeling you saw. And Texas A&M gets another goal on the far side over there, drawing the beat. Got the defender to come way up high near mid-pitch and found a female chaser wide open. RIT not accounting for all of the offensive options for Texas A&M, and Texas A&M taking advantage of it.
It's actually exactly as you predicted it would be. It's now 50-0.
As they're looking for, I'm sure, a shift change, and they've got Daniel out there. Nick Roy's the starting beater, but Daniel is in the top 2 ranks. He actually knows the beater is right behind him, and well, you can see Daniel trying to get a little wild there. He tried to throw that between his legs off somebody's calf on a no-look beat. A nice catch from behind the hoops. Can RIT finish? Oh, no, that is Mack who gets beat from behind the hoops there. And now Texas A&M is out on a run. On the left-hand side, you see a chaser running free, and a shot is taken long. It's missed, and Texas A&M will maintain control. And there's a dive by an RIT dark mark near the legs.
And a nice alley-oop.
Yeah, a nice alley-oop and catch and score from Texas A&M. And the scorer is about to sub out here. See who's about to come in his place, and it looks like it is Father Hat who will take his place. I call him Straw Hat. Usually wears a straw hat out on the pitch, but I think RIT said no doing on that one. You have to actually have that approved by the other team if you're going to play with a giant straw hat on. And sometimes at certain tournaments they let them do it, at other tournaments they don't. But Father Hat is out there at the keeper position.
RIT is definitely looking to try to find a weakening point right now.
RIT gets a beat up front. Let's see if they can finish strong. Can they force their way through the coverage? And no, Texas A&M has got a tackle way off pitch. Not off pitch, but off the soft boundary. And looks like that's Zane coming up the pitch here. And RIT going to sneak up behind. They called Wolf. You heard Texas A&M yell that from behind. And it means that somebody is behind you, and they're going to strip the ball away. Don't know what the conversation could be about this penalty. That was a totally legal play.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that there was anything questionable on the field at the time.
And that is 45. It says Sips on the back of his jersey, but his last name is actually Brown. Number 5, Lynn, having a conversation with one of the assistant refs here on the side.
It appears they're talking about some type of back contact or push, possibly.
Jacob Lynn, the captain for RIT. RIT coming into this championship, 10-6 on the season. They went 9-17 last year, so a winning record coming into here. And here's some cheers over around there. I think somebody just pulled a snitch. That's usually what happens right after that. So,
in reference to your earlier point about RIT being a strong team that just doesn't seem to get a win, they've actually been attending nationals for the past 7 years.
Yeah, back and forth they will go, no doubt about that, especially in a region where that's hospitable to a college team being able to make it. That means there's no top-tier elite community teams that grant basically automatic bids. Although all the bids are technically up for grabs, some teams are just too much to overcome for a college or a university. Texas A&M has come up with a couple of wins, and I got to say that Daniel pushed the opposing beater, and he didn't have a ball, so that will be called a penalty. Let's see if Texas A&M, they will maintain possession as Father Hat has it on the right-hand side. I did not ask him his actual name, so I can have an excuse to only call him Father Hat. As we got Irwin here, number 16, that's where the ball's coming. He's going to pop back towards half pitch. Remember, if Texas A&M retreats backwards, they'll be using one of their resets, and RIT lost track of one of the Texas A&M chasers on the switch behind, but luckily for them, a bad shot from behind the hoops in traffic, and on top of that, in motion, forced a bad shot. RIT's going to 1.5. Let's see how this works out for him. It doesn't. Beat on the calf as he's coming up there. They will maintain bludger control, so to make it a one-on-one there. And now coming around the edge, it's going to be Brown. Can Brown get the beat? And a nice beat up front, and it'll be a turnover for Texas A&M yet again. And let's see if Daniel's going to get subbed back into this game. 1.5 would have been a good idea, especially with only one beater into the game. RIT will have bludger possession on defense. I'm sorry, bludger control on defense. Nice pass before the beat, drew the beat up there, and now Mack is going to run down this loose quaffle.
Currently, RIT still struggling to find an opening to score. Not really many shots have been gotten off either. A&M's defense has been pretty solid.
It seems just when they get inside the realm of the keeper zone, that's when the Texas A&M beaters, not only because the chasers are pressuring them further up the pitch as opposed to closer to the hoops, they're getting the throws that they want because the beaters are so accurate. Difficult thing to obtain, difficult skill to obtain, and that looks like that's going to be net contact. RIT about to score, and a plow and a finish inside the hoop. The whole hoop comes apart. Got to like the hustle.
There's a broken connector on the play as well.
And it should be net contact. They'll probably be negated by the goal, so there'll be nobody in the box. By the way, RIT exclusively holding both of the bludgers back right now by their own hoop, so there's only one bludger in play.
And
so
they actually have that bludger. They made a short play right before.
Right.
Yeah.
1.5 threw it backwards, and now Texas A&M has to hustle and get that as long as RIT doesn't try to stop them from getting that bludger, which they can't because the Texas A&M will be able to call for immunity. And they're going to throw one bludger towards Texas A&M, was actually hit off their chaser. Benefit for them because that's not illegal. They didn't necessarily have to throw that other bludger. So they would have had that opportunity. But nonetheless, RIT on the board here versus Texas A&M. Father Hat on the far right-hand side. Coming around the perimeter, Daniel gets a beat on his point chaser. Been relatively quiet in this game so far. And Texas A&M, a catchable pass, but a rough one at that across the pitch. Irwin up top. Let's see if he can get past his point chaser. He's got a beater, and RIT uses the side-by-side beater formation. Thought I heard a whistle for stoppage play. That was somewhere else. That was in the other pitch. There is a pitch that's directly to the right of us, but, I mean, for the past day and a half, we haven't heard any. That must have been a really loud whistle up there. Ball behind the pitch yet again. That one might have been caught with a two-handed catch, but trying to go for the one-handed one. A nice tackle from RIT to force a pass. Behind the hoops they go again. Nice beat up front, and RIT has possession. There you go. Good defensive stop for them. They kept Texas A&M around the perimeter, not letting them inside the keeper zone, and prevented them from scoring.
Their ability to maintain bludger control on that defense was solid for them as well in stopping that offense.
And let's see if they can turn that bludger control into an offensive play here. They are going to hang one beater back, which means that if they do turn the ball over, they'll more than likely be beat instantaneously unless 3 or 2 Texas A&M Aggies run. And this is the young man who scored the first goal for RIT. He's going to get a screen set up on the backside of here. And a beat up top, and he ran right into the lane of the throwing lane because RIT was protecting him with his beater. That was Jacobs. He's got to learn to hang behind his beaters.
Stoppage of play looks like seems to be a kicking motion on the play.
There was a couple of balls loose on that one. The bludger that had been thrown to Jacobs, the quaffle had been dropped down, and then another beater for RIT was coming in trying to tap beat a couple of people to see if they can regain possession. So a couple on that one, and they're going to throw the ball backwards to Jacobs. He's going to be back into this one. Just like that, RIT with another offensive possession. Up front, Daniel's going to be beat. One of the beaters is down. Jacobs seeing the opportunity running through. He gets pulled down by his arm. He's going to lose the quaffle, and Texas A&M might be on a run. Hold on a second here. They're going to wait. They see both of the bludgers already back, and now a fight for it. I like it. Arnold getting grimy down there, pulling the ball down.
A&M's physical game on chasers were very solid there because even though the beaters were taken out, they were able to make the key hits to stop them from getting the goal.
Yeah, and you see that a lot when it comes to certain college teams. They know when their beaters miss exactly what position that they need to be in. They protect anything that enters the keeper zone gets hit, essentially, if it's not wearing maroon and black. On the attack again, a nice pass. Drew the beat and got the pass off. Beautiful assist out there. That's just textbook.
And A&M regains bludger control here, which is going to be solid for them in stopping RIT's sudden streak.
Arnold waiting before he comes across half pitch. He sees Daniel operating on his left-hand side. He wants to make sure that Daniel's in front of him. Daniel being the beater, number 23 for Texas A&M, making sure he's in front of him so he can't sneak up behind him or from the side of him and just beat him up top and force a transition play. Lynn coming around the corner over here. That's Jacob Lynn, the team captain for RIT. Pass up top. Nice catch. No beater throw just yet. It's a missed one. Can they finish though? Face beat right there, coming around the edge, and contact made almost as soon as he got near the keeper. Almost as soon as he got near the hoops there. Texas A&M going to get a sub in here.
A&M's defensive beating has been on point for the most part. All their beats have been accurate and perfect.
I like it. RIT getting dirty. Lynn pulling all the way down on that clean tackle into the back pitch there. You don't see that too often from a lot of college teams willing to make that tackle up high. A shot made. Excellent effort.
Good job, Courtney.
But nonetheless, Texas A&M going to score there. A lot of speed and a lot of, I wouldn't even say power, I would say focus and momentum for Texas A&M. They stay very stout when they're being tackled to make sure that they're square when they make a pass or take that shot.
A&M has definitely been very dominant this game with a 70-point lead. Looks like they're keeping their composure calm and steady.
As RIT is coming up the pitch yet again. Miles Travis, one of my former teammates on the Houston Cosmos, glad for him getting some playing time up here. He's going to have a bludger knocked out of his hand, going to track backwards, get tackled, and it looks like there's going to be a tackle through a hoop, and Miles is going to have back contact, and he is livid. Miles has a very familiar name for a lot of people. Last name Travis because his big brother plays for Texas Cavalry, Cole Travis. His sister does not play Quidditch, she just watches. Although, with the success of her two brothers, you have to imagine she's pretty darn good naturally. We'll see if that's the case, maybe one day. And Texas A&M getting away from Lynn. Lynn, a pretty quick guy. Lateral movement, another tackle for Lynn there in the back pitch area. Nice. Miles occupying the opposing beater. A throw and, oh, almost a tackle there, and nice. Somebody's been hitting the squats. That did not look... That looked like a situational tackle there because it looked like he engaged him up front, and because the chaser spun around, it ended up lifting him off the ground, but nonetheless, the goal is scored. Day 2 of U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. That's the second time we've seen a player go airborne off of a tackle here on pitch 1. Won't be the last, I can guarantee you that. First one, it was McCracken from the Nomads tackling Teddy Costa, who got a pretty nice goal out of it, but nonetheless, Teddy went sky high when McCracken popped up and kind of threw him off his shoulder and got put into the box. So that card is going to be negated by the goal.
A&M is setting up in a very defensive stance right here.
And you know what makes A&M such a consistent program as, by the way, that was a nice deflection up front. 2 Texas A&M Aggies got their hands on it. That's Arnold trying to hold off the keeper for Texas A&M to give his team a chance to get back on defense, and they do so successfully. Miles does not have a ball, but he's tracking behind to try and distract him. He's going to recover after one of the beaters for RIT is going to miss on the throw, and Miles gets face beat on a sling. He's going to track back over here, and RIT's out on a run. A tackle made, a gang tackle from Texas A&M, and it's actually incidental contact from behind. That's a little rough to take if you're going to get sent to the box for that.
Yeah, it looks like they raised the advantage for that. Might be carding on that motion, on that tackle.
Oh, it was a two-arm tackle. That, I mean, we're far away.
Yeah.
He's close by. It didn't look like a two-arm tackle from over here.
Yeah, it looked like a completely clean wrap, but I guess the angles are different.
But one thing I was going to mention about Texas A&M and a lot of other elite-level programs, you notice the alums are always around the program. Texas A&M does not have a player coach. Another tackle from Texas A&M. They'll jar the ball loose, and it looks like Miles is trying to fight for a bludger up here to keep the ball occupied. RIT trying to come up with a goal here for the second time here today, and another diving play. Man, gotta love the hustle from RIT, and a near shot on the mid-hoop. RIT cannot come up with it, and now turtle action. They're gonna need a beater to come up there. The quaffle is loose, and there is a scrum for not only a bludger, but the quaffle that is underneath the hoops over there, and that looks like it's Jessica Hembry, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it is. Former team captain of the League City Legends, Jessica Hembry, with the recovery.
Seems the more and more RIT drives in, the more and more physical the Aggies get.
And it seems like the RIT Dark Marks may not be able to match it offensively, but they seem to definitely be matching the physical nature of Texas A&M. You got to like that. Random fact about Jessica, since we're doing fun facts today. Jessica is related to probably the highest rated high school recruit coming into Quidditch next year, college Quidditch next year, Angela Hembry, team captain of the League City Heroes, a high school team out of League City, Texas. They'll be playing a little bit later on today versus my team, the Houston Cosmos. Not in the tournament, just for fun. But after all, aren't we all just here for fun?
Yes, yes we are.
Texas A&M on the drive up here. Looks like a RIT forcing a run around the perimeter, a missed shot, and RIT with a defensive stop on that transition. Gotta like that on the run.
RIT's been seeming to get a lot more defensive stops throughout the game. Seems like they're starting to find some type of rhythm.
And that was Villamil who comes up with, on that run, though. RIT defeated Oklahoma State University, ranked 41st in terms of the seeding. RIT ranked 24th. Texas A&M overall in this tournament, a 9 seed.
Wow.
They're in the same section. Whoever, if they advance on, they'll play either North Carolina or Maryland. Maryland, one of the best college teams in the country, actually have the second best record overall in all of Quidditch this year. Maryland took an inexplicable loss to Central Michigan University, the Centaurs, earlier yesterday in day one. Over on that side, another goal for Texas A&M.
Texas A&M's ball movement here just seems to be really solid and finding the openings in their defense.
The bludger action seems to always be in favor of Texas A&M, especially when all the bludgers are on the ground. They feel like they can win that chaser-on-chaser matchup. A couple of teams we've seen eliminated here in U.S. Quidditch Cup 11 already. The Nomads, the #1 seed out of Pool A for Community, have been eliminated with a loss to the Bosnian Bear Sharks. And it looks like another tackle attempt, but it looks like back contact, and that's Daniel at the chaser position, and a score from Jacobs. Texas A&M working on some secret action. I believe that's Anthony out there. Spider-Man shirt he normally wears. Pretty good community team player as well at the chaser role. Has a wrestling background, so you'll understand why he has that low center of gravity. And on top of that, he always has his knees bent, never straightened out, always at a low center of gravity, always lower than the Seekers when they approach. As RIT is defending the Snitch, they think they can get back into this one. I like that. Trying to make sure they get everything out of what could potentially be their last game of the season. A fake pass from Arnold. Arnold running. A couple of Texas. It looks like a hit from behind there for a second, but he disengaged. They're going to send him back to hoops. Arnold with the shot off the mid-hoop. Misses that one. He's down on the ground. He's going to take a second to get up. Is he hurt? I think Arnold is hurt, and he's down.
Los Angeles Gambit versus Rochester United will be playing on pitch 2. The Lost Boys and Florida's Finest will be playing on pitch 4.
As they're announcing the schedule here, it looks like they changed up some of the locations. Gambits, who have had a pretty impressive run for a team that in recent years, past couple of cups, a lot of people say is a lot of hype in terms of what they do when they come to Quidditch Cup 11 and then don't pan out. For instance, last year losing to one of the final seeds to qualify out of the Southwest in Gulf Coast Gumbo off of a snitch grab from Tad Walters.
Also, a bit of a disappointing regionals run for them as well.
Yeah, losing to the Long Beach Funky Quaffles, who are the champions out of the West Community Bracket. All three West Region teams looking really good at U.S. Quidditch Cup 11, maybe because they didn't have to travel all the way across the country like they always do. Last year, Nationals was in Kissimmee, Florida, so for the West teams out in California, a drastic time change, a 3-hour swing for them in terms of what they go from Pacific Coast time to East Coast. So, and Florida's Finest getting the rough Florida's Finest and Gainesville Siege getting the rough pull here. Yeah. By the way, were you caught? I was going to say, tell us about your journey. How was travel like for you? Were you one of the ones stuck in Florida?
I was not. That definitely was impactful, but for the other people who were on our team, we had a full car of about 5 people, and we actually caught a flat on the way up as well.
Boom.
Yeah, so.
Hey, it's better than what happened to some of the players from Southern Storm. Car caught on fire.
Oh, FSU also.
FSU,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, they lost laptops, cleats, jerseys.
Man, that is brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to feel for that. No doubt about that. Just trying to have a little fun, man. And how was the trip to Round Rock? 24-hour drive for you guys?
Yeah, it actually was extended to that. It was a very unlucky Friday. Once we realized it was Friday the 13th,
which, by the way, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Even when you got here, were you in the hotel that had the lights go out?
Thankfully, that happened before we got here. So when we got here, it was like 2 in the morning, and we were just like, oh, okay, well, we're here.
we're ready to go to sleep anyway. We're cool that the lights are on. It's fine. The power went out at I think it was multiple hotels around the Round Rock area. Luckily, not at my hotel. But nonetheless, Friday the 13th was very eventful in terms of travel for Quidditch players all over the country. A lot of the Florida players, I think even some of the Tufts players, so one of the college teams, had to be rerouted to Houston, which, by the way, according to a couple of parents. I'm from Houston. I have not talked to my mom today, but she definitely told me it was raining pretty bad, and in some parts of Houston, hailing.
Yeah.
Which is, strangely enough, not very Texas-like. A lot of people coming out of region thought it was going to be like 95 degrees here.
Yeah, definitely was expected warm weather, so the things about tents being sold by Texas State, and was expected really hot weather, really nice Texas weather, which thankfully this weekend has been warm, but it has been slightly chilly, which was definitely surprising.
And you play for the Gainesville Siege, man. How was the season for you guys overall?
Overall, the season was very eventful. We've actually gone out of region more. Definitely something to look forward to.
You guys were at Wolfpack. I saw that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. We made a strong run at Wolfpack, finishing second overall.
At the time, you guys were the #1 community team in the country, right? I believe that was what I think that was what the ranking said at Gainesville, or #2 or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely were considered pretty high ranking, and I know that one of the things is when Wolfpack came up, we actually missed out on having 2 of our leading scorers, one of which who actually retired before nationals. But then our second leading scorer actually had to go to a wedding that weekend, so we were down a bit, which hurt us, but we still were able to somehow pull off a strong finish, getting second there.
That's pretty stout, especially with the LA Gambits, UCLA, all those teams making the trip out to New Orleans. And I'm assuming had a lot of fun after it was all over as well. New Orleans got some pretty awesome food and other stuff. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am the only person on my team who is under 21, so I was not able to go out.
You were the kid stuck in the hotel room. Congratulations. Yeah. As Texas A&M is trying to pull for the Snitch here, the score 110-20. As RIT trying to fight their way back into this one. Texas A&M, like I said, this entire game slowly ramping up to be a more physical affair. Texas A&M being matched by RIT's tenacity. I like it a lot, especially when you're a Southwest player. You hear about how all the other regions are just not as physical as the Southwest is when it comes to making these tackles, and it's awesome to see RIT to come out here and make sure that they do not get run off the pitch, don't get hurt or anything like that, get run off the pitch. And that's Arnold trying to run away from a tackle. He gets pulled down, but he's still active, trying to work his way to another pass. Point chaser gets beat, he throws it backwards, trying to get up there as Arnold grabs his left knee for a second. He's gonna hop back up and hobble over there, man. He is ready to go. Nice pass behind the hoops. Can he finish, though? Blocked by Texas A&M and tackled from behind the hoops as well. And then a nice recovery from RIT one more time. Can they make it 110-30? A pass in front of the hoops. Daniel gets the recovery, and Daniel is going to slow it up. Got him across half pitch mistakenly, and they're going to call Wolf because there is a chaser behind him, and it's Jacobs. Coming around, throw it behind the hoops over there. Nice tackle on the beater. Texas A&M wondering where the call is for them on that. A spin move to get away. Texas A&M throws it to Daniel on the left-hand side. They're going to call that good. They're going to call that goal good, and then call him beat.
That was an amazing no-look pass there. He actually turned his head away and he got a nice quick flick off. And A&M is still going at the seeker. You really got to respect the heart of RIT still trying to find an opening in there to get in a defensive seek as well.
And got to like the hustle from the Dark Marks here, and they're still rotating people in and out of the game. They got Mack, who just subbed into the game on the left-hand side. Now on the attack. Trying to maintain bludger control. RIT defending that third bludger pretty hard, trying to make sure as soon as she touches it, she's going to get beat and sent backwards. That quaffle looks like it got thrown off the hard boundary, and it has been, so Texas A&M will run back on defense to try and get another stop. Nick Roy defending the seeker for RIT, and RIT not surrendering here, not trying to go for the suicide grab to just end this game. They're going to get everything that they can out of this one.
The amazing thing is on that last drive by RIT, A&M didn't have any bludgers on the defense, and they were still able to get the stops there.
Sam Hamowitz back into this game here. The eternal Aggie. And a shot from him as the offense for Texas A&M was struggling just a little bit. And Sam Hamowitz, a far more experienced player than most of the players out there for Texas A&M on the pitch, currently helping guide them and making sure that they get some good offensive rotations and good offensive reps in versus RIT. And Arnold trying to work his way up the pitch slowly to give his beaters a chance to work and possibly gain back control. as their seeker's going to be sent back to the hoops. Arnold's going to take a shot from way outside and miss that one, but luckily it's recovered by his own teammate. Looking back again, back up top. It's going to be deflected down by Arnold. He tried to get a foot in on that, but elected to do differently, or else he would have been called for that penalty. Daniel has the ball in his left hand, about to stiff arm. Oh, no, Arnold says, come here for a second, and he gets his leg grabbed there for it. And a shot from Daniel looks like that hooked wide just a little bit.
Looks like RIT is also trying to suicide here.
Now they're back. Now they're trying to pull here. The Snitch has been knocked off the shorts. And now it is a suicide grab attempt by Jacob Lynn to end this for RIT. Looks like they're trying to say their valiant run has come to an end. Jacob's ready to score. He's the guy who got this all started for RIT. He scored their 2 goals. He's about to be picked up and get another one as it is chaser on chaser. Another shot from him. Hold on. Are they going to give him back contact on the tackle? And Sam Hemowitz makes it seem like it was him. Initiation from behind. Back to hoops penalty, and it looks like an easy goal. Yes, it is for Jacobs.
Definitely was a very nice play there. A&M was just sending players at him, and he was able to just power through.
3 chasers on top of Jacobs, and none of them can stop him. The big man running through. Texas A&M still working on the Snitch over there. And Anthony's not going to get it tired anytime soon. Shot from Hemowitz. And another goal to go along with it.
A&M's definitely having a very dominant game here. Definitely
no doubt about that. They had a strong showing, and up until they met against Texas, up until they faced off against Texas, and even in that game, still a great showing from them. Lost by just 2 goals in that one, a very close one. And you like to hope, with the way the bracket is set up, they see each other a little bit later on in this tournament. A nice move up top, and they're going to pull down the keeper for Texas A&M, and Sam Hemowitz with the shot from mid-pitch is going to flick that one in. If you're not going to block his perspective, and there's also not going to be a keeper to defend the center hoop, Sam has got the precision and accuracy to be able to pull that one off.
As dominant as Southwest teams have been this tournament, it's still very possible on community and college to wind up with an all-Southwest Final Four even, or all finals as well.
And Texas A&M University, currently a 9 seed, like we mentioned before earlier in this one. The potential to face North Carolina or Maryland. Maryland was the team that had to play the play-in game. North Carolina, the team that was waiting for them at the A seed. And Texas A&M has a situation that looks like, there's going to be Sam Hemowitz called for a reach over the shoulder. Arnold trying to fight for the quaffle, and a run on that one. And hold on a second here. Arnold might be about to be called for an over-the-shoulder tackle, but Sam Hemowitz is livid as the seeker, trying a very unique technique as Anthony is stretching out during this break, and the seeker trying to completely laying flat on his belly, trying to get between the legs and possibly grab the Snitch illegally. And they're going to put Sam Hemowitz in the box.
And it appears that the ref had said that the call was that he engaged with 2 hands from the contact.
Interesting, and I think what the ref was calling was an attempt to wrap around the ball, and as they went down to the ground, grabbed the ball with 2 hands, but it went over his shoulder. Anthony is engaging with the crowd as he's engaging with the...
Have y'all called second handicap?
And it, hold on a second here. They're going to flip Anthony Shorts inside out to help with the grip on the Velcro, I believe it is. As the Snitch, Texas A&M a little bit livid that the Snitch was over there kind of parading around and engaging the crowd in the game. And he, instead, while play was live, was technically out of range because he is at handicap 2. He's about to be down to 1 arm. He is down to 1 arm. Anthony is. We'll see how that works out for the Seekers. Anthony going to start moving around a little bit more, getting his hand cleared out. And it's all about that hand fight. It's all about being able to clear that hand out of the way and dive at the Snitch ball. Switching around, Anthony always smart enough to lean over, get his shoulder down, and then explode out with that arm to create even more space. RIT going to get the quaffle given back to them by the official. Anthony working against Texas A&M seeker number 19 out there. And he's getting kind of close, but Anthony still seems to be in relative control of where he is. RIT's beater being pushed off, and it looks like we got a grab.
It was a good strategy there by A&M seeker to try to keep Anthony cornered on his side of the field so he can get more time there.
Yeah, and helping out Miles by running him that way, and it's going to be game over. Texas A&M eliminates the RIT Dark Marks and advances on to face either Maryland or North Carolina in U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. And they're in the Texas side of the bracket. So the teams that have advanced on so far, based off of our update, UT defeating Creighton University, Virginia up against Miami. That game is to start at 12:15. The decisions, that's already probably gone final or is about to go final. And North Carolina taking on Maryland. That was set for 11:30. That one's probably already gone final as well. I don't have a result from that one. RIT defeats Texas A&M University, and that will end.
RIT loses.
Sorry, they lost to Texas A&M University in a big one here. Sorry, I'm reading off the bracket trying to look at this. But RIT, a valiant effort from them. They showed a lot of toughness, but nonetheless, the offense just wasn't there for them. And see if we got an updated bracket. We do not. So, call it a final. Texas A&M eliminates RIT in U.S. Quidditch Cup 11.
Great casting with you.
Oh, no doubt, man. Fun time.
It's not so professional. It's just like.
Oh, no.